Greetings of the day, everyone. So, as you might have clicked this video, you might have wondered why this video is very long. So, I am going in detail to try to explain the simple things that I'm using. So that is why exactly this video is very long. So if you want to skip directly to the part where if you're just familiar with Google Colab, you're just familiar with Python, you're just familiar with everything, just directly jump into the part where I just write the code. If you just prefer seeing the code and you are well enough to understand that, you are very happy to do that. Just go down and check the description of my video and just click on and then try running the code yourself. So this Excel automation, what I mean by that personally is that there is a data which you want to send but not manually entering, because that is very ineffective to say to as a single person going and trying to enter every single row manually is really not very effective. So what we are trying to do is effective way to Excel automation of entering data. So all you have to do is you have to run this code, and all the data that you have, let's say you have it in a format of a data frame, or you have it in Excel you just scraped from internet. All you have to do is run this code, and then that data will be in an Excel sheet which you can use it to share, or you can do some data visualization. So the thing I'm using is Python but in cloud. So all the process that will be same when you try it in a local machine, it will be created in the same location where you have your Python script, so you don't have to worry about anything. The process is very similar. I'm just doing this because I am also creating also videos for machine learning, so you'll be seeing there. So I just don't want to keep even the intro long because the video is already long. So let's dive into the video, guys. So we are in a Google Core laboratory. So you might be wondering, what is this? We came for Python. So it's another way to do this, but if you're using Python scripts that you will be running in your local system, you don't have to worry about anything. This might be intimidating, but I'm using Colab, which is similar to Anaconda, which you use locally for machine learning purposes. So I have been working on machine learning, and I've been doing some algorithm codings in Python, and for that I use Google Colab, which is an open source free. All you have to do is you have to have a Google account, and then you can just directly run all the Python codes, all the machine learning codes in Google for free. So if you're going to, so you don't have to worry, I will point out whatever you have to do if you're running it in a local machine. So now let's just go into the video which we want to do. So if you want more details on how to use Google Colab or research, I am planning on doing a machine learning playlist for my YouTube channel, so please do check that playlist. I will also add some details of this Colab in the link of this video when this is uploaded. You can check the description. Just blabbering there. So now just click new notebook. So don't worry, don't think about this. Just think of this as an cloud IDE for Python. So I'm just running Python in cloud. That's all. So now we can just name it as let's say data automation using Python. So when I say, just a second. So let's say when I say data automation, the data for us must be somewhere. Let's say we scraped it from a website and we have it as a list or a dictionary, or let's say a table format. And then what we want to do is that we don't want to, as a human, we like to be lazy, and this is not supposed to be lazy. This is something as effective, not effective. So we want to be effective in entering the data into Excel sheet for sharing purposes. So let's say if let's say I have thousands and millions of rows, the table, let's say I am manually going and seeing every single row, and then I'm trying to enter that. So that is something which is not effective. So when I say data automation, the data is already there. We're using Python to enter all that into Excel. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to click this tab because we want connecting to runtime. Okay, it's connecting. Visualizing. So what this does is that when I click connect, the Google goes and check its on-prem physical devices to check whether there is a availability of RAM and disk, and it's been signed for us. Now let's click this mount drive. So we want storage for us. So I'm just connecting my drive as using as a storage. I'm saving my Python notebooks and my stuff there. So this Python notebook will be available, so you don't have to worry about that. So now it's done. So this is the drive. So this is my folder. If you can see my drive collapsed. So if I will go here, if you see my drive collapsed. So there's nothing here. This now what we will do is we will just check where this terminal is being the working directory of this notebook. Let's do pwd like this is content. I'm not sure where this is. So let's say if I create a Excel here, I will not be able to show you manually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the directory. I'm just going to click this, copy path, I'm going to paste this. So once I given shift enter, now print wd, you can see that this is our. So once I create an Excel, I can just show you by going here. Okay. So now let's talk about writing an Excel using Python. So there's many resources and many packages that we want to use that is there in the world. I'm just going to say, let's say you tried googling it, writing an Excel using Python sheet. There's something which is Excel WT, which I'm not sure. I have not used it, but you can follow this along. But I will just share you this link. There are many resources that you can see, but here in this website where they say there are available packages that work with Excel, so I'm just going to share this link in the description of this video, so you can go and read in if you want, if you're going to work on a bit more detailed format. So now let's just talk about this openpyxl. So this is the stuff that I'm going to use. So when you click documentation, it will just show you all the things that you can perform and the security patches and then the updates, writing, working, whatever you want. I'll just go about with you to do whatever you want in this, because you know your use case might be different than mine. So mine is just to make it simple for you to understand. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create, let's say, a list. So I'm going to create a list, let's say some sample values, and all I'm going to do is that I'm just going to add it as a table in my Excel and I'm going to show it to you. So that's what we want, right? So we have a data, and then we just want to send it to Excel for sharing purposes. So let's just go. Okay, let's close it here. Okay, let's just go about working on this Excel, which Excel package. Sorry, this is a Python package we use to work the Excel. So the first thing we want to do is we want to import it. So we're just going to go from openpyxl import workbook. So we want an Excel workbook. So okay, there's a typo, classic. Openpyxl, then workbook, then enter, and then we want from openpyxl dot worksheet table import, I believe, table. Is it right? Yes, that's right. Then table style, table style info. Yeah. So this is the beauty of this. If you can see, I was just typing, and then it just prompts by default whatever the stuff that you have in the package. So this is very great. Instead of we trying to, let's say, install Python, install the package and trying to figure it out. So now, okay, so now this is we have successfully imported. So it's always try to comment stuff because it will be easy for us to do. So, import packages in case we are trying to like see this in a future perspective, we might be able to understand a bit more. So okay, import packages. Now what we should do is we should instantiate a workbook. So what we will do is just wb workbook, then we will instantiate a workbook. Okay, workbook. Okay, so our WB is a workbook now. So what we want to do is we want to work in a workbook sheet. So what we'll do is we will assign, we will instantiate active, saying that the active sheet is our WS. So now we have a workbook sheet that we can work on. So now we will just think about the data. Let's go with the data is equal to. Let's create, let's say, just keep it very simple. So this, you can also refer the things that I'm doing for this. the documentation itself it will be available. So what we will do is we will just create, say, a simple can you say okay, we'll just keep it. What can we keep? Okay, we'll just go with Star Wars characters. Finn. Then don't mind the numbers, we'll just keep 100 people likes it, 200 people likes this, and 300 people likes this in the next year, and then suddenly 50 people likes this, because there is no movie, or there's no character, or there's no movie for them. So let's just then go about keeping Obi-Wan. Who doesn't like Obi-Wan? Everyone do. So we just keep 1,000, just increasing, 1,000, 3,000, then 4,000. Just the list. So go here, this. Then we'll go with Kylo. I personally feel he's a cool character as a Sith Lord. So I think 1,000, 2,000. Or think of it as let's say from a business perspective, that each of them merchandise sale. So yes, so the Finn merchandise to sell this much, Obi-Wan this much, Kylo this much. Then let's go with who can we? Han Solo. Who doesn't love Han? Then we'll go with most of the sale. It's a string, it's a number, I'm sorry. 2,000, 20,000. Okay, another typo, classic me, comma. And 50,000. Then some, yeah. So now we have our data ready. Okay, so now what we are supposed to do is we're just going to add it into the Excels. So how our Excel wants to be looked is that we must need a column. So we just say commenting saying that adding the columns that we need. Okay, so now we'll just add column by giving to this append. So why I'm doing this first is that just gonna click run append, it will be appended. So for us to be understanding that the first column is the heading, so we are trying to append the column headings first. So let's keep it very simple by going, can keep merchandise, merch. Then we'll go about the year, let's say 2000. When did the movie come? I'm not even sure about that. It's just going to sample dates. Okay, and then okay, we'll just go in order. 16, okay, 17. Okay, then 2018. So if you see this is going to be our columns, and then we want to add our rows, which is the data for row in data. So go into the row and then just append that. It's very straightforward. Append row. Okay, now we want to instantiate the table. So just a quick tip, the table name must be unique in an Excel sheet. So we need to see when we, so I'll just give, that's supposed to be an argument which is display name. Yeah, there you are, display name, and we want the table to be, let's keep it simple for now, that is table 1. Then we want it to be, yeah, so we want to give a reference. Okay, so now if you think about it, we have 1, 2, 3, 5. So let's say we have columns of 5. and then the rows of 5. So if you think about the Excel, so that's how I opened it. So if you think 5, A, B, C, D, E. So this is 5 columns and the 5 rows. So what we are supposed to give as reference is A5 to E5. So because that is how our data looks. So if you similar, you might know what your data looks like. So you have to give for that. If you don't worry if you have millions of rows, if you have it in a data frame, there's another video for that. I will add that because that is completely in different topic and that should be in a different playlist. But I will add that at the ending of this video, so you don't have to worry about that. You can directly skip to that and check that video. Okay, so now what we have? Okay, so now we have a table which is tab. So now what we are going to do is we're just going to add a style. Just going to be very default style. So just say add style. Just going to, what can we add? Do you want it to be? Yeah, we'll just add. What can we add? We'll just add strip rows and columns. I think to be very simple. So we'll just go with the style. That is equal to table style info because that is what we want. Table style info. The arguments must be, I think, name. I think this name is, if you see, as you can see, this is the parameters. This is the beauty of using Colab. So it'll just show you all the stuff that you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a little bit efficient. Say copy this and just gonna paste this. Name, we need some style. So we will go on about table style medium. I think. Again, don't get intimidated by this. If you want, you can read the documentation. This is how I found out. So table medium 9, table medium 9, we go table medium 9. Then I'll just comment it. And then we want, we don't want to show first column, so we might need to make it as false. Show last column, false. And we want, yes, we want that, true. Show strip columns, yes, we do want that. So we'll keep that as true as well. Okay, great. So the style is ready for our table. So now we will move on. And then we will do table style info and then assign that style to our table. Table style info equal to style, and then we will go on about, okay, enter, and then we will go on about doing this step, which is very, as I gave you a hint, which is the table name should be unique. So we don't want any duplicate values or duplicate table names. So we're just going to give this add table. So if there's no unique elements, then it will be a problem for us. So now this, if you can see, we're using here is a WS, which is corresponding to the sheet. So we're just adding sheet. But now when we want to save it, we want to do it as a workbook. Then we're going to save it. We're going to say it merge sale dot xl x. You should be familiar now by now. So now we'll just run the code. Workbook object as no attribute, add table, add tab, oh, classic, add table. Okay, we have it. So this successfully run. So now we just go into the collab. Let's do a quick refresh. Interesting. So it's saved. Should be here, I believe. Yeah. Just take some time because it's cloud. So mergecell.xl. So if you just click on it, it's a Google Sheet. This could take a few moments. Okay, so if you can see, this is the strip rows and columns that we mentioned. So the reference A to 5. So this is how you use Python to being effective. So let's say you have lots of data in data frame. I will just add that video in the end element of this video. So please check that. So I think this is how you automate data entry in Excel using Python. So catch you another one, guys. Until then, be safe. Bye bye everyone. And this code will be available in my Git. So please do check this code in my description. It will be there. So until then, be safe. Bye bye everyone.